Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fancy Sip Review. And today on the Fancy Sip Review, I'm once again going to be trying a drink made by New York's own Arizona Iced Tea. The drink that I'm going to be reviewing is going to be part of their Fallout-inspired line of energy drinks. But what flavor am I going to be reviewing today? Well, let's find out together while I open up my Fallout lunchbox. So it seems as if the flavor that I'm going to be reviewing today is going to be the pomegranate flavor. And I do have to say that I hope that this pomegranate flavor is a little bit better than their red apple flavor. The way that I described the red apple flavor on the last Fancy Sip review is if you were to have left an apple cider in a car and it either, I don't know, carbonated somehow and you opened it up and drank it and it tastes kind of bad. That's kind of how the drink tasted to me. A carbonated cider drink does not taste very well. I will say, though, I do have higher hopes of this pomegranate, and I'm just hoping not to be as disappointed as I was with the last one. And Arizona, if you do not know, is a New York City based brand. It was originally based in Brooklyn, however, they moved at some point to Long Island. So, Arizona's whole goal is to have cheap, affordable drinks for people and to always remain at 99 cents. Because of that, the Fancy Sipper thought I'd go a little bit less fancy this time and just wear a flannel. So, let's see how this drink tastes. And let's hope this is better than the apple flavor. So, let's open this up. And before I pour this drink, I want to read the nutrition facts and the ingredients. In this big 24-ounce can, or 22 milliliters, I guess, even though it says that this is 2 servings at 12, so it should be 24. So they're lying to you. That's a good start. You're getting 180 calories. I guess technically they're not. They're saying 2 serving size at 12, but they're saying that there's 180 calories. But let's go back to this. You're getting 180 calories in this can. You're getting 48 grams of carbohydrates at 17%, 46 grams of sugar with an included 41 grams of sugar at 82% of your sugar. So I think this has less sugar than the apple one. Your vitamin B6, you're getting 360%. B12, you're getting 370%. 2% of your potassium and pantothenic acid at 360%. The ingredients in this drink are carbonated green tea using filtered water, high fructose corn syrup made up of glucose fructose syrup, pear juice from concentrate, apple juice from concentrate, pomegranate juice from concentrate, and lemon juice from concentrate. So even though this is going to be a pomegranate flavor, pear juice, apple juice are in front of pomegranate, and there's lemon juice in this. Light amber, honey, taurine, natural flavors, L-malic acid, fruit and vegetable juice for color, citric acid, natural caffeine from green coffee beans, monopotassium phosphate, inositol, D-glucuronolactone, I don't know how to pronounce that, guarana seed extract, decalcium panthenate, which is your vitamin B5. You're getting sucralose, another artificial sweetener, Panax ginseng root extract, pyridoxine hydrochloride, which is B6, and you're getting B12. And in this drink, you are getting a very funny 234 milligrams of caffeine. And this is made in Woodbury, New York by Arizona. So let's show off this can. This is what it looks like. It says pomegranate. It has the cool little Arizona look to it with the Fallout characters on it. Over here, it says, let's get polyphenols. I don't know what that is. Must be something that kills people because this is Fallout, and Fallout is based on Fallout shelters and getting bombed. But this is what the Fallout guy looks like. He is the guy that I have right here with me. And over here we have another thing where it says boost your energy, and it's delicious. Over here. I don't know if that's picking up. It probably is. And finally, I am not a liar. Here's the nutrition facts and the ingredients of the drink if you want to read this for yourself. Maybe one day this will be used in a study or something of energy drinks and the ingredients in them. And the Fancy Sipper will get his credit finally. So this again is the drink, and with all that out of the way, let's pour this and let's see how this drink tastes. And before I try this drink, I do want to say that I did move my microphone because my vocal constructive criticizers have been saying that my shelf looks like it's falling apart, but I don't really care. They seem to care, so I'm going to take my criticism in a positive way. Which way would this look good? Probably this way. It's very hard to find a good way to set this up as the can is incredibly thin. So this is what the drink looks like. It kind of looks like the blood that the Brood, the 90s wrestling tag team, used to come out with. This looks like something I would drink and spit into the air, or I would cover people in. Or this kind of looks like something that would be used as a Halloween decoration if you want to pretend to be a vampire or a zombie or something like that. It is a very red, bloody looking maroon type drink. There's a lot of carbonation that you can tell from the top of it. Let's see the legs of this drink. You're getting a lot of bubbles when I swirl this around, so it's probably going to be very not caffeinated, very carbonated, which is not a good sign for an Arizona iced tea, as iced tea does not normally have carbonation in it. But let's see how this is on the nose of the review. Smells like apple juice. It kind of smells a lot like the other Arizona energy drink that I had. But this contains 5% juice, which I think is more juice than the apple one. Not too sure. Seems as if the Georgia peach near me has 2%. So I think this will be the energy drink with the most juice in it, which is good. But I'm smelling the pear juice and I am smelling the apple juice. I am getting a little bit of the pomegranate, which is giving it that little bit of tangy taste, or whatever pomegranate would be. So let's see how this is on the mouth feel. Is this going to be another sweet drink, or will this be a bitter pomegranate tasting drink? I don't like how the carbonation of this tastes. I don't know why. It is unnatural. This is an unnatural drink. And that's a shame because I am a big fan of Arizona. I support anything based out of New York. It's just the front end taste of these energy drinks is weird to me. The front end, you're getting a lot of that carbonated taste. You're not getting the sweetness that you would expect with an Arizona. I know that this, again, is going to be a pomegranate flavor, so it should be a little bit more bitter than an apple drink, but it is still sweet, and pomegranate was, I believe, the third juice that was used in this. So it's not going to be a front-end pomegranate drink, even though it's red. That's just going to be the coloring of the drink. The carbonation is tough. One thing that I will say that I have to be honest with is after drinking the apple flavored one, I let it go flat a little bit, and it did get a lot tastier when the drink got flat. So I'm not too sure if I let this carbonated pomegranate flavor go flat, if it would end up tasting better. But I will say that it did get better afterwards. So it's not as if the flavor is the worst ever. I just don't think that the front end taste of this is what it should be. When you drink something sweet, you want it to be sweet. You don't want it to be bitter, or I guess carbonated in this sense. Now I'm getting it on the back end. But you are getting, in terms of flavor profile, you're getting hit with a strong carbonated taste. Then you're getting a lot of sweetness, and then the aftertaste is a bit more of that pomegranate flavor. So you are tasting the pear juice, you are tasting the apple juice. Even though this is going to be a pomegranate flavor drink, pomegranate juice costs a lot more money than apple juice and pear juice. That's why if you buy your juices, if you look at what the actual ingredients are, unless it says 100% of whatever it is, they're going to use apple and pear juice as it's just cheaper, which is kind of scammy, but it is what it is. I mean, look at this. It does look cool. Not gonna lie. It does look like if I were to be drinking this on Halloween during a fancy sip review, and I was just doing this, and somebody walked into my house, and I had like dim lights and like a book or something in a fireplace. I could look like a vampire drinking this. So I do like that aspect of it. But in terms of flavor too, I don't want to be only negative, as I am a person who does take constructive criticism, as you can tell by me doing this. It does taste a lot better the more that I'm drinking it. As I'm drinking it faster, I'm really losing the taste of the carbonation, which is helping it comparatively to the apple, which was meant to be just a sweet drink. I think the fact that this has an end note of bitterness does really blend well. And also, I do want to make note at 234 grams of, or whatever it is, milligrams, I think it is, of caffeine. You don't want to be drinking this too fast. You don't want to be pounding this as if you were drinking an actual Arizona Energy. Because, like people learned drinking the charged lemonades at Panera, drinking a lot of caffeine is not good for you. And yeah, I mean, this is a better drink than the apple one. I will outright say that. The more that I'm drinking this, I am losing the carbonating taste, which again, I said with the apple one, as it went a little bit more flat, it was much more drinkable. Smell of it does smell a lot like apple, but I'm smelling more of the pomegranate. It's honestly, this drink's growing on me. I started out negative, and the more that I'm doing this, the more that I'm liking the taste as the carbonation goes away. The flavor profile does have the pomegranate, so I mean they're not lying to you. This is a much better drink. The second flavor is a lot better than the first flavor. This is a lot better than the apple flavor, but it smells so much like apple. It's so odd. I'll be honest with you. I like this drink. I think that this guy, the Vault Tech guy, has a pretty decent drink. I think that this might be honestly good enough that I would say that this would be up there with the regular Arizona drinks. I don't really drink Arizona that much. I would rather just drink a normal tea beverage like black or green tea. And I wish Lapsang Souchong, or however that's pronounced in Chinese, would come back on the shelves, but Twinings seems to not want to sell that anymore, so I'm stuck with the Arizona. But I think that this, honestly, the pomegranate Arizona energy drink, this is pretty good. I'm surprised. I was so let down by the apple one. I would probably give this, though, realistically, on my old review scale, I would probably give this an 8. Pomegranate's not really the best of the flavors. I think there's antioxidants in it or whatever it is. That's their main selling point. This and like tart cherry are usually the more expensive juices, which is why Pom is so expensive. And it's sold alongside Suja and Uncle Matt's, as well as like kombuchas and prebiotic sodas. You're not usually seeing your pomegranate juices on the shelves with like Capri Sun or Sunny Delight. This is more of a slightly more expensive juice, and because of that, I mean, I don't really have too much exposure to drinking this comparatively to the other juices. I wanted the apple to taste like an apple juice or a cider. I thought that the heirloom cider was pretty good, and I was really let down. But I think that the sweetness of this with the apple and the pear juice makes this a pretty tasty drink, and you are getting that end note of the pomegranate. So what will I be giving this? Again, I'd probably give this an 8 on my old scale. Even though I'm trying to change my scaling system, I still think I would give this a 7. I don't think that this is a bad drink. I don't think that this is as good as a soda. I don't think that this is as good as like a Code Red or stuff like that, where, I mean, it's sold on shelves and everybody's buying in 12 packs and it's the staple drink. But I think that if Arizona does have a pomegranate flavor in the future, I do think people may buy it, honestly. So thank you so much for watching this video. I have been the Fancy Sipper, and cheers. Clink.